emisiunii Viitor fabricat la Mioveni. Continuăm discuția cu cei de la Dacia, principalul constructor de automobile din România, principalul exportator al României și, desigur, motorul nostru de creștere când vine vorba de industrie. Iar dacă data trecută l-am avut invitat pe Mihai Bordeanu, directorul automobile Dacia, astăzi l-avem invitat pe Thierry Hilaire, cel care coordonează partea de creație. El este directorul Renault Technologie Roumanie, divizia de inginerie, cei care efectiv proiectează automobilele. Hello, thank you for joining us.
Hello Bogdan, mulțumesc pentru invitație.
First of all, we were also discussing before going live. What's your opinion so far? Because you came this year at RTR.
Yes.
What do you think so far about us?
When I arrived, I was not sure about what I will found, but since 9 months I've been here, I'm quite impressed by all the Romanian engineers in RTR, clearly. They know their job, they know how to do cars. I'm very impressed, and we can be proud.
That's very good news. And in all this era of transformation when it comes to the car industry, what is the place and role of RTR?
The main point is that RTR is playing a major role in car development for the Renault Group. And it's one of the most important and most advanced engineering centers for Renault. In France, Renault Group privileged electric cars, but for others, like ICE and hybrid cars, RTR is the leading engineering center to develop cars. So it's a major asset for Renault Group, the RTR.
Can you develop from scratch a new car now in Romania?
That's the main point. We can do. Romanian can develop from scratch, from zero, a new car, a new platform. We could say a new engine, but now engine is from our horse division. But we can do from scratch. We can design. We can test. We can prototype, and we can put on the street a car from the beginning from Romania. Yes, we can do that.
And how does RTR fit into the infrastructure of the Renault Group?
As I said, France is mainly focused on electric cars, and Romania is leading on ICE and hybrid cars. And we are developing all the cars that are on the B platform and C segment, like Sandero, like the Duster, also like the Capture, which is a Renault car. But all these are developed from Romania. And cars are built all around the world, in Morocco, in Brazil, in India, but all have started from Romania, from RTR.
When it comes to human resources, how many employees do you coordinate now?
Currently, we have around 1,500 headcounts. And of course, we have also subcontractors with us. Out of the 1,500 headcounts that we have, 93% have a high degree of education. It means that they are all engineers, but they have also multiple diploma, masters, and also doctorate. So it's very professional and educated people that we have in RTR.
Do they also innovate, come with new ideas, not just standard projects?
So that's the particularity. When you talk about innovation, you always think about innovation for the customer, the final customer. But actually, we are innovating in many fields. For example, we are innovating in process engineering, the way we design cars, how to be more efficient, how to be more quick in the development. This is one way to innovate. Another way to innovate is one of the main particularity of RTR is what we call the design to cost. How to design a car at the best value for the customer, but at the lowest cost for the company. This is a key asset that RTR has. You can build a car, you can design a car with many features, but if it costs a lot and the people cannot buy it, then you are out of the market. And the main asset of RTR is that we can develop cars at the right cost, at the right value for the customer, and this is also a key asset for the Renault Group. So that's the innovation, the second one. And of course, we are innovating technologically for the customer. For example, we are putting on the market at the end of this year a brand new innovation based on what we call 4x4, electrical 4x4, which is a combination of an engine, but also an electric motor that does a 4x4 car. And what is the innovation is no longer mechanical. The 4x4 is no longer mechanical, but it's the combination of the ICE on the front wheels and the electric motor on the rear wheels. And the combination of that, we can have a 4x4 feature, but also with a lower CO2 for the environment. We gain more than 20 grams of CO2 compared to the mechanical version. And we do that with hybrid version. This is an ICE engine and an electrical engine and an LPG version. All this in one car. Nobody in the world can do that. Only this has been done in Romania. So we are innovating in all domains, even on technology, but also on processes, and also on how to build and develop cars quicker than before.
And you were talking about the new Bigster and Duster, because everybody was talking about and hoping for a 4x4 with an automatic transmission.
Yes.
That was our dream since 2010 when the Duster was launched.
It will come true at the end of the year.
But you succeeded without a drive shaft.
No, exactly, without a drive shaft. So it will be a 4x4, automatic transmission, hybrid, and LPG all at the same time.
Now, should the automotive engineer should be more creative, find solutions out of the box, like this one, for example, because of the CO2 limitations or including prices?
But the main innovation we can do, and that for which we have an asset in RTR, is if you want to work on CO2, the first thing you have to work on is the weight of the car. The lower the car, the mass is lower, then you will have a lower CO2. So first of all, work on weight and mass. And then use technical innovation like hybrid to support the fact that you can have CO2 lower emission with electrical. You have lower CO2 emission with LPG also. And you can still have the feature, the whole feature of a 4x4, because you limited the weight. You find technical solution in order to respect the feature of a 4x4 car.
And is weight the new price? Because everybody was talking about decreasing the price, but now everybody's talking about decreasing the weight and the CO2.
Yes.
Did these two elements become more important now?
With the CO2 emission and restriction, yes, it's one key. It's not enough, but it's one of the major key, yes. The others is to use electrified vehicle, not electrical vehicle, but electrified vehicle, that is with battery, that support the way to move the car efficiently from 0 to 10 kilometers, because this is where the car consume consume the most on gasoline as well as on CO2. Once the car is moving, then you can lower the CO2 because all the energy is provided already by the electrify and the battery.
Who came up with this solution to have a 4x4 but without the drive shaft with an electric motor on the back for the back wheels? Was it an idea that came from RTR, for example?
It's a combination of Techno Center, so the France, which was working on a hybrid version, and from RTR that was working on LPG version. LPG is more based in Romania,
okay,
and electrical is more based in France. But when you combine minds about these two solutions, and you know that CO2 is reduced using LPG, and then you can use electrical to move the car from the rear wheels. When you combine these two ideas, then you came up with this Duster and Bigster solution, which is E4x4 or electrical 4x4, and that's the way you remove the drive shaft.
But now, besides the LPG solution that lowers the CO2 emissions, we also discuss about electrification.
Yes.
But you said the electrification was in Technocentre mostly. Will it also come to Bucharest, to RTR?
So the answer is yes. The answer is yes. The thing is that on Renault Group, we have limited resources. We cannot, all resources cannot work on all solutions. So that's why you put some focus on resources doing some technical breakthrough, working on electricity or batteries, for example. And then you have to do some breakthroughs on ICE version or hybrid version. You cannot have the same team working on all these technology. So you have to focus on one team on electrical battery and another team to hybrid. That's why Romania was the focus was done on hybrid in Romania and batteries and electrical cars in France. But it doesn't mean that there is no exchange. Of course, there is technical exchange. If one technology is found in Romania, it can be used in France, and so on. If one is used, defined or developed in France, you can use it in Brazil, in Romania, everywhere. We have limited resources, but we have resources all around the world, and we exchange these resources and technological breakthrough all together. That's the key point of a group with worldwide resources.
And for now, for example, where is RTR when it comes to competitivity at Renault level?
RTR is an asset for Renault. It's thanks to RTR that the Renaulution program was done, and within 3 or 4 years, we developed at the Renault Group level 20 cars. But if we talk about only RTR, there was a Sandero development, Duster, Bigsters, and other cars, even a Capture Phase 2. Even the new Clio, some of the development were done in Romania. So it's clearly an asset for Renault, the Romania, and the RTR. The point is, with this, probably Renault Group is one of the best group in Europe in terms of profitability. But there is not only Europe. There are others OEM in the world, and especially Chinese. And what we learn after the Renaulution program is that Chinese are able to do things quicker than us. And so the competitivity of RTR now is we know how to do cars, we know how to innovate. So the next challenge is how to do that quicker. And when we say quicker, it's 30% more quick than what we did before. So instead of doing your cars in 3 years, we have to do it in 2 years. So the next generation of cars that we are starting to develop, we will do it in 2 years instead of 3 years to catch up with the Chinese on what they are doing. We had great success before. We knew how to do and we delivered what we had to do. Now the next challenge is to do it quicker, faster, and at a lower price. And the lower price is, since you are reducing the development time, you will gain on the entry ticket.
But how can we maintain our competitivity in engineering when we see such innovation coming from China?
Again, we have key assets as know-how in terms of car development. Of course, they know how to develop cars, but they don't know how to develop cars at the right cost, at the design to cost level. And why they don't have? Because they can use their ecosystem with lower price in terms of part price, for example, but they are not optimizing their design. They are not having the right level of cost in each part. And when it comes to Europe, and with the battle that we are facing, and the fact that the European Commission will put some constraint on European local content, so parts cannot come from China at 100% in the car, there should have European content. When you do that, then RTR has an asset, a competitive asset, because we can develop cars and we can develop parts at a lower cost in terms of technology, in terms of customer value than China. China are more competitive in terms of development time, but we are more competitive in how to design a car at the right cost.
And more specifically to Romania, what are advantages and risks when it comes to developing?
The advantages and our forces is, sorry to say again, but we know how to build a car, how to design a car. We know how to do that. Also, we have styling with us, prototype with us. We know how to validate cars. All of this around Bucharest, by the way, Bucharest in T2. These are our forces. Our weaknesses, or the points that we have to improve, is clearly time to market. If they can develop a car, if China is able to develop a car in 3 years, and that we cannot catch up, they can develop a car in 2 years, if we cannot catch up this time and reduce our development times, it means that they can provide cars on the street with better innovation before us. So this, we need to catch up and to reduce our development time. It was last year and 2 years ago, we were developing cars in 3 years, and it was a benchmark for Europe. But we see that we are no longer in the world. And if we are not benchmark in the world, then this is a competitivity issue.
How often and how much often do you do a SWOT analysis for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats now?
Every day. Every day. It depends on the subject. But for example, in terms of technology, in terms of car competition, we are analyzing all competition, especially Chinese, but also other competitors. We get cars, we disassemble their cars, we see where they are they are better than us. So that's one way. The other way is also in terms of competency, checking every day where we need to improve our competency, where we need to train better, where do we need to improve or remove some of our competencies. For example, we have to improve in terms of software development, in terms of multimedia, for example. Doing a body of a car, we know how to do it. There will be no more innovation on body. Okay. But on software, on ADAS system, on things like that, this we need to continue progressing train and make sure that our engineers are the right level in order to put all their knowledge, all their know-how in the car for our customer.
We discussed until now about people, employees, but what about the impact of AI?
So AI, again, there are many use of AI in the RTR. Simple one is you do meeting minutes in AI, for example. You can do a report in AI. More interesting is how to develop cars using AI. For example, our 3D system, our 3D development system, can propose when we are drawing parts, but before using a new part, then we have on shelves some parts that are identical. And then when you draw this, when we compare to competition, in our 3D system, we know that our competition is using such a part with a lower cost or better use of the environment. This is one way to use AI in design development. And there is another one example is in terms of validation. We are adding in our cars many features like ADAS, like customer requirements, new customer requirements, new screens, new features in the screens. When you add things in the validation of a car, you can add more validation to do that. But AI helps us to optimize the number of support we call, or number of cars to validate the new features, so that we don't spend too much money in many cars or many supports in order to validate. And how we do that? We use a database from what we did in the past, and AI helps us to optimize the way we validate and we do validation of a new car.
When do you think we'll have a car engineered from scratch by AI?
There is always AI is a tool, is a support, but there is always someone that check that what is proposed by AI, there is no mistake. There is always a mind or person behind it to make sure that at the end, the car that you put in the hand of a customer, it will respect the regulation, it will be safe. When you have a crash, it will be safe. There will be no injured or no injury in the passengers. AI right now, it's a support, but it's not a mind or an intelligence to finalize a car. Right now, I don't see in a close future an AI building or designing a complete car. It's a support, yes, but it's not the mind. Mind always someone behind it.
But how safe is for you to use AI? I'm talking about also about somebody not stealing your secrets, because AI comes also with this risk of cyber attack.
So there are several things. We use internal AI.
Okay.
And it's not open to all the world. However, we can be attacked through our network to a cyber attack, but we have a firewall for that. We check, there is all the time check of what's going on the network, and it's not open to all. We had in the past cyber attack, we will have in the future. It doesn't mean that we are completely protected. The thing is, we use internal AI, and it's not open to all.
Okay. How's the future looking now for the car industry from your point of view?
There is two ways. Whether we stop and we just let the Chinese come and invade us, or we wake up and we take the lead, and that's what I'm saying to my teams all day long. We know how to do things. There is no reason we let the things go. We know how to do. Let's take the best of what the Chinese are telling us, or we are learning from them. And there is no reason we cannot support the Renault Group in the development in the future. Especially because Renault Group has an asset with the Dacia brand. There is no other group that has such an asset. And it has the RTR that knows how to do it. There are many forces within Romania, the brand and the engineering and the automotive ecosystem. So no reason to let it go. If we let go, what are we going to do? I'm sure we will not let go because we can do it. We can lead and we can succeed based on our experience, but also based on the mindset we have today to win the battle. It's not guaranteed, but let's go. I think we will do it.
How can we become more competitive? When I mean us, Romania, our engineers, and make Renault invest more or attract more projects here?
Succeed in the new projects that we just received. Okay. We will develop new generation of Sandero. This is a trust from the company in the Romania, Romanian competencies and human resources, clearly. So it's a tough challenge. We had several challenges like this before. We knew how to do it. Let's based on that and use what we learned from China, how they are better than us. Use the tools that we have like AI. Use the experience, and then with that, I'm sure we can succeed the new generation of cars. We have to succeed. If we don't, then there will be a question on our capacity to build the future cars.
Monsieur Hilaire, merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Cu plăcere. It was a pleasure.
For us also. Mulțumesc și telespectatorilor noștri că ne-ați urmărit. Vedem cum, într-adevăr, viitorul este fabricat la Mioveni, fabricat în România, inclusiv la București și testat aici. Este foarte important că în ceea ce privește Dacia avem acest întreg lanț de la proiectare de la zero până la testare și producție, iar inginerii noștri nu lucrează doar pentru Dacia, lucrează și pentru Renault, ceea ce înseamnă, desigur, mai multe cunoștințe pentru ei și mai mult câștig pentru noi toți. Vă mulțumesc încă o dată că ne-ați urmărit. O zi bună în continuare!